It is indeed challenging to discuss the concept of living well in a single direction, because each person has different criteria for what it means to live well. If we think about it, there are a few attitudes towards life. One is that I didn't choose to be here in this world and exist. Some philosophers argue that human life is a thrown life, meaning we didn't choose to be born, but were thrown into this world. They believe that because of this, life is difficult, confusing, and we don't know where to go. And they consider it a fundamental condition of being human. Another attitude is held by Christians, who believe that their lives are not mere coincidences or accidents, but gifts from God. They confess that their lives come from God. In a broader sense, there are these two attitudes. One is the attitude that says, I didn't want to be in this world. And the other is the attitude that says, my life is a precious opportunity given by God. And I believe that God sent me with a purpose in this world. Depending on these attitudes, our approach to life can be very different. When we live in this world with limited time, what does it really mean to live well? Some people consider living well as achieving worldly success, as commonly discussed by society. However, others believe that while such worldly success may bring us a sense of happiness, it can also push us into greater anxiety. Those who have experienced it often say that life is not just about that. Therefore, it is not appropriate to define living well by strictly setting a specific direction and categorizing it as either living well or not. Instead, it is about realizing what we need to do in each moment, within the time that is given to us, and living a life that is beautiful by understanding that life has its own timing for each of us. There are times to sow and times to reap, times to build and times to tear down, times to meet and times to part. There are various seasons and moments in our lives. Sometimes we need to tear down, and other times we need to reap. There are times to move forward and times to step back. Life is not about adhering to a single definition of living well, but rather understanding and embracing the diverse seasons and moments that are given to us. In the rhythm of life, it is important to think about where my life is headed. In the present time, we eat, drink, share intimate friendships with others, and wholeheartedly fulfill the tasks given to us. If we can enjoy these things and say that they are truly good and beautiful, then we believe that we are living a good life. Setting a direction for worldly success and striving for it has been ingrained in us through education from a young age. Such a life inevitably becomes a life of competition. To live by competition means to perceive the people around me as potential competitors or enemies. At that time, I couldn't help but be someone who sees the weaknesses of others, rather than someone who appreciates the beauty within the intimacy and friendship of neighbors. It seems that this is the reality that prevents us from seeing and enjoying a beautiful world. Therefore, if there is something that needs to be restored to live well, it is the inner ability to appreciate beauty. With the advancement of the digital age, the time given to us is not a long time. We live in fragmented and very short periods of time, so people have become lacking in the ability to stay somewhere. That means the habit of looking at and contemplating a certain world for a long time is disappearing from us. And inversely, we are unable to see anything as lovely. Love is something that can only be born in slowness. If we can live while realizing that the things existing in the world are not there by chance, but are like miracles in front of us, then perhaps our ability to marvel will be restored. Let's consider such thoughts. A story told by an American ecologist named Robin Wall Kimmerer has resonated deeply with the world. This world constantly evaluates and judges everything in terms of economic value. So we measure our worth and value as human beings based on how much we can earn, how much we can consume, and our ability to spend. To acquire more and could spend, we end up exploiting ourselves. However, we have become much more materially abundant than before. But does that mean we are much happier? The feeling of happiness is diminishing in this world. But Robin Wall Kimmerer says something different. She says that the most powerful resistance to a world where money plays the role of master is a heart of self-sufficiency and gratitude. When we realize that what we enjoy is not a coincidence, but is given to us as a gift, even the smallest things become apparent as how amazingly they have come to us like miracles. It is then that a heart of self-sufficiency and gratitude is awakened within us.